Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hello Word. I'm Alex, your host, and today we're diving into a fascinating word that can pack quite a punch in a conversation. The word of the day is awful. Awful is an A2 level adjective, which means it's simple enough for learners at a beginner to intermediate level to understand and use. It means something very bad or unpleasant. For example, you might say, "The weather yesterday was awful. It rained all day and was freezing cold." You can see how awful can help you express strong negative feelings about something you really didn't like. Let's look at some synonyms for awful to expand your vocabulary. Words like terrible, horrible, and dreadful are all great alternatives. For example, "The movie was terrible. I couldn't even finish watching it." Or, "She felt horrible after eating too much dessert." These words carry the same idea of something being very unpleasant. On the flip side, the antonyms of awful include words like wonderful, amazing, and excellent. You could say, "The meal at that restaurant was wonderful," or "He did an excellent job on his presentation." These words show a positive and pleasing experience, the opposite of something awful. How does the word awful show up in everyday life? It's incredibly common in casual conversation. You might say, "I had an awful headache earlier, but it's gone now," or "That traffic was absolutely awful this morning." It's also used for emphasis, like, "This room smells awful. Can we open a window?" Here are a few more sentence examples to really lock in how to use awful. "The food at the party was so awful that I couldn't eat more than a bite." "The teacher gave us an awful lot of homework over the weekend." Did you notice in the second sentence how awful can sometimes emphasize a large amount of something? English is full of surprises like that. To wrap up, today we've learned that awful is an adjective used to describe something very bad or unpleasant. We explored synonyms like terrible, horrible, and dreadful, and antonyms like wonderful, amazing, and excellent. We also saw how it's commonly used in everyday situations and expressions. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support helps more listeners find Hello Word and grow their English skills. I'd love to hear your creativity. Can you make your own sentence using the word awful? Share in the comments, and I'll feature some of my favorites in an upcoming episode. Until next time, keep learning and keep shining.